Today's show is pre-recorded.
Y'all know what time it is. Y'all don't know, y'all better ask somebody. Hat on, suit on, looking like the Dapper Dawn, giving them microphone, dressed like $1 million, diamond things in its cuffs. Y'all tell me who could it be but Steve Harvey? Yeah, out there listening to me. Put your hands together for Steve Harvey. Put your hands together. Why don't you join me? Yeah. Steve Harvey, you know, y'all better give me some eggs while I Steve Harvey, yeah, join in with me. If you're with me, help me say, don't go wait on. You gotta turn it on, yeah, turn it on. Steve Harvey in the moment, y'all. Steve Harvey got to turn them out. Got to turn them out. Harvey turn them on to the morning, y'all. Come on, Steve. Come on. Do your thing, Big Daddy.
I sure will. Good morning, everybody. Y'all listening to The Voice. Come on, dig me now. One and only Steve Harvey got a radio show. Here we go today. I think I have something for a lot of people today. At least I hope I do. And this is about on your journey. And this is about something that happens to us all. I mean, what happens to all of us from time to time when we get discouraged? What happens to all of us when we feel like quitting? What happens to all of us when we have that turn back moment? What happens to all of us when it don't seem like it's going to pan out? Because I want you to understand something, that every single living soul has those thoughts about something at some point in their life. I mean, look, I've oftentimes been discouraged about things not happening as fast as I'd like them, or things don't pan out the way I would like for them to have panned out. I mean, there's so many ways to get discouraged. But what my encouragement to you is, when discouragement comes, is understand this. It is a part of the growth process. It is a test. It is a test of your faith. How bad you want it. Do you really believe? That's all faith is. It's simply, and I've said this how many times, faith is the belief in things that you cannot see. So when discouragement comes, setbacks comes, it is a test of your faith. At least it's been that way for me. Now, other people can explain it another way. I'm not other people. I can only give it to you the way it's come to me and throughout my life. And man, oh man, discouragement sometimes is tough to deal with. Because it seems at times when you are discouraged that it's so absolute that this means the end. And if you allow it to set in, it can be just that, the end of you. When merely it was a test. That's all it is. But the majority of people that I know who are not successful, or who have told me the story of how they gave up, it was because at a moment of discouragement that they allowed it to set in, And it became so engulfing that it became the reason why you shouldn't finish. And then they started justifying it with, hear the one that I hate to hear. Well, if it's God's will. Excuse me? If it's God's will that you fail, if it's God's will that you're not successful, if it's God's will that you lay down and give up, it's God's will that you allow yourself to amount to not reach your potential, that's God's will. That's not the God I know. That's not the God I serve. That's not the God I've read about. That's not the God I believe in. I'm sorry. My mother always taught me something, that he didn't bring me this far to leave me. I just don't believe that. Not for a second. Now, have I convinced myself of some things? Yep. Have I allowed the devil to come into the picture and paint a different one for me? Yep. I've done all of that. But you can't blame that on God now. Come on. So when discouragement comes, try to look at it, if you can, as a test of your faith. And you merely have to pass the test. It could be for a day, a half a day, a few hours, a week, a few weeks. It don't matter. Don't nobody know how long the test period is. Your job is to keep the faith and keep moving. Keep the faith and keep moving. Keep working. Keep believing. Keep hope alive. That's your job. If you do that, that's how you pass the test. It could be over tomorrow. It could be over in 2 weeks. It could be over in a month. You don't know. But all you got to do is wake up and keep the faith and fight the discouraging feelings. And how do you do that, Steve? Now, here we go. This is the part I know about for sure. Because how many times I've had to fight off discouragement in order to get to where God wanted me to be. What do you do when you become discouraged? Well, I think of the outcome. When I get discouraged about a task, I think about the outcome. Man, what would it be like if I were to complete the task? What would it be like, man? What would the outcome be for me if I hung on in there? If I didn't give up? If I imagine if I don't quit, I imagine if I don't give up, what would it be like? Man, suppose everything I'm hoping for comes true. But if I don't quit and give up, that might just be the case. I start talking to myself like that. I think of what the upside is. What's the upside to staying with it? You see, all this is the same thing. I'm just giving you different ways to look at it. I'm saying the exact same thing over and over, but I'm just trying to find the switch that connects in your mind where you can say, okay, man, I'm going to hang in there. Because if you think of the outcome and the outcome is appealing to you, if you imagine what it would be like if you don't give up or you don't quit, if you think only of what the upside is to staying with it, and then I go, where can this lead to? If I stay with it, man, and the outcome comes true, where else could that lead me to? Because, I mean, there's always more to it. So where else could this lead me to? What are the possibilities, man? What are the limitless possibilities? What could God possibly have in store for me if I just hang in there? If I pass this test of faith? If I just pass this test? Now, it ain't going to be the only one, but you got to get past this one, though. Then you're going to hit a smooth plane, then it's going to be another one. It's going to be another one. Life ain't nothing but a series of tests, man. Man, when you're thinking about giving up, when you're discouraged, think of the outcome. Imagine what it would be like if you don't quit, if you don't give up. What's the upside to staying with it? Where can this all lead to? What can this get you to? If you do this and you get to where you think you want to be, oh my God, what's after that? What are the limitless and endless possibilities of holding on to your faith? What could really be out there for me, man, if I just pass this test? You got to talk yourself into hanging in there.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the one and only, the host of the most epic Verzuz of all time. One of the greatest moments I've ever had. Man, oh man, oh man, to sit with the legends, Earth, Wind, and Fire, and that damn Ronald Isley, his brother, man. One of the great moments I've ever had in my life. And I got that moment, and I must tell you all, because of this thing called grace. Because it wasn't nothing I planned. It wasn't nothing I could set up. It's just something I threw out in the air. I said, when I first started off with, man, I ought to go down there. Mm-hmm. But God got this thing called grace that he just passes out. And Lord have mercy. Next thing you know, I was sitting there between two of my all-time favorite band ever formed, Earth, Wind, and Fire. And then my longtime dear friend, that damn Ron Isley, boy, shut up. Ladies and gentlemen, Steve Harvey and the Morning Show. Shirley Strawberry.
I can tell you got some rest. Good morning, Steve. Good morning.
I'm riding high. Whoa, Lord, I'm... Shirley.
Yes.
Girl, boy, you just don't know. Carla Farrell.
Good morning. What's happening?
Ain't nothing with it, Junior.
More than up, well, I'm so glad to know you. I can just tell people.
Nephew Tommy.
Yeah, I'm in the building.
Yeah.
So you just name dropping Junior?
What?
You just saying I know him.
What?
That's it.
Man, Steve Harvey hoping some verses. Man, that's my uncle, boy. Come on now.
That is
Stunt,
not
pure
your
stunt.
damn uncle.
I love the fact you're still basking in the glow of it all, Steve. Yeah.
You know, man,
It was epic. It was a moment.
Was. Yeah,
It was.
You know, I've had a lot of time to really think about it, and I've heard a lot of comments from people now, right? And grown people, man, was just, they wanted more stories. Young people don't give a damn about no stories. Because they have the attention span of a gnat. So, you know, of course, when they go to clubs now, if you go to a club now, they just play song after song after song after song after song. You know, there's no slow music. You know, so that was not what they wanted. But we thought it would be great to enlighten them and to give them the history and how things came about. But man, overall, man, it was just such a great experience for me, man. I probably haven't felt that good about doing something on stage. I ain't felt that in a long time, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And it
That's
wasn't,
saying a lot,
you know,
Steve.
I mean, you know, and it wasn't performing. It was just, I was with people that I knew really, really well. We have history. And we was just sitting there, man. It was so cool.
And then People Magazine has a new sexiest man alive, and Ron Isley, apparently, because everybody
Boy, let me
wanted
tell you
Ron.
Yeah.
That damn Ron. I ain't got time for this. That's it. Ron, you everywhere. Man, I ain't got time for this. I'm going home with Candy, man. I ain't got time for this.
All right, listen, coming up at 32 minutes after the hour, Ask the CLO, Chief Love Officer Steve Harvey in the building right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Time now for Ask the CLO. The Chief Love Officer is Steve Harvey, and he's ready for your questions. Here we go. This one is from Mark in Greenville, South Carolina. Mark says, he starts it right off the bat, Steve. I had sex with my cousin's side piece. Okay, no build up there, nothing. My cousin is staying with me because he cheated on his wife and she put him out. He is still cheating on his wife, and his side piece is at my house every night. The other night, he and his side piece were at my house, and his wife popped up. His side piece came into my room to hide out. She heard him begging his wife to let him come home, and he was telling her he loved her. The side piece got very upset and started coming on to me. So we had sex.
Hey, I mean, you got to do what you got to do now. I get
His
it.
wife left, and he walked in on us. He's furious at me. Was I wrong or not?
Well, yeah, you was wrong. You was wrong. But,
Come on.
I
Make
mean,
me proud.
look,
Make me
man,
proud.
I don't know how I don't know what he mad at you for.
Exactly.
She went into your room. See, the thing about being a tricker is you must also be ready to get tricked now.
Hello.
Tricks ain't just for kids. That's a cereal. You understand?
Silly rabbit.
Dog, in real life, the trick can go both ways. And so now, man, I mean, that's the cost. When you play, you play. But now when women start playing the same way you playing, you can't get mad, dog. You introduce cheating into the game. So you cheating with a chick on your chick, but then your chick is not married, is cheating on you with somebody else. What's wrong?
Everybody got
Your
somebody.
cousin.
Everybody cheating.
Is that the cousin's house, though, that they staying at?
Yeah.
It's the cousin's house.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
cousin's
And that's
house.
another thing. What the hell you walking in here in my house for?
That's what-
Talking
yeah.
to me. You get mad at me, you done got put out of one house. Don't mess around your ass be down at the shelter.
So did he forget the side piece was there when he was begging his wife to
No,
come
he
home?
didn't forget.
No, he
just
forgot
was doing
that.
what he had to do.
He let the side piece go in there to hide out because he didn't want the wife to know that the side piece was over there.
Right.
See?
So his cousin took one for the team. That's all it
Hello.
is.
And I mean, really took one for the team.
She started coming on to him, so they had sex. I mean, what's wrong with that? Okay.
In
I gotta
his
keep her
house.
quiet. I gotta
Yeah.
keep her quiet. What you want me to do?
All right. Marlena in Tampa says, I've got 5 children from my first marriage, and I've been dating a new guy for 2 months, so I thought it was time to discuss my children with him. Out of the 5 children, 3 of them are my stepchildren, but I helped raise them and consider them to be my children too. My new man said it's crazy that I'm still in the stepkids' lives 4 years after the divorce. He said I should focus only on my own children. Does this sound crazy to you?
As hell. As hell. Dog, you can't been dating 2 months and then start telling the woman who she need to be loving on. And they children.
Yeah.
If she removed herself from them children's lives, what happened to the children?
Right.
And partner, can I share something with you? After 2 months, you really ain't that important.
All right. LaFaith in Brunswick, Georgia says, my husband and I been married for 2 years, and he has a child from a previous marriage. He's a great dad, and he's respectful to his ex-wife. A few days ago, he came in from work and said, hey, Sheila, and leaned over to kiss me. His ex-wife's name is Sheila. He swears it happened because he was exhausted and wasn't thinking clearly. Should I do some research on him and Sheila, or was this really an honest mistake?
Could be. Could be.
Yeah, it could have.
You ever did that? Steve? You ain't went in there and done no ignorant stuff like that.
You know, yes.
Look,
You think we're going to talk about this on
So you're saying if you have, we'll never know, huh?
the 9 million listeners ain't going
Hey, Sheila. Sheila.
Hey, Sheila.
Sheila? Who you call it Sheila?
to. God, dog. Ooh.
I know, that's a rough one right there. And kissed her on the cheek.
But follow through with it.
Yeah, in
Right,
one
like
fell
nailed
swoop.
it.
Hey, Sheila.
Sheila.
Sheila. I mean, Denise.
LaFaith. That's her name, LaFaith.
See, you can't get Sheila mixed up with LaFaith.
At all, Steve.
No,
Yeah,
not even close.
it ain't a S in there. It ain't
No.
a H. The H is at the
No.
end.
Yeah.
Is it LaFaith or LaFaith?
LaFaith.
either
Faith.
way,
She
it ain't
close.
Sheila.
It ain't La Sheila.
No, Lachey.
If your ex-wife's name was Trey, or you might could get one. Hey, LaFaith, Trey. That's close.
Trey.
Woo. Girl, I get
So-
that. I'm so tongue-tied.
What should she do? What should she do, Steve?
No, I think it should. I think it could be an honest mistake, especially if he's been with her for a long time.
All right, CLO. Tiff in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania says, I'm 39. My boyfriend is 10 years older than I am. I'm concerned about his need to pamper himself daily and have eye creams and foot creams and essential oils for his bath. He takes a 30-minute bubble bath nightly, applies a face mask 3 nights a week, and gets manicures and pedicures often. He always looks and smells amazing. Is this okay or not?
Yeah, you need to be concerned about that 30-minute bubble bath.
Every night?
Yeah, got to be really concerned.
Why?
Yeah.
He's just
Got
taking
them bath beads in there.
nightly. Men
Bubbles?
take baths.
Bubbles nightly? Beads?
Surely
Bubbles?
men take baths when there's
Beads?
Epsom salt and they done messed
Candles?
up something.
She didn't say
Huh?
candles, but
He smells amazing. Manicures and pedicures regularly. Eye cream. What?
Yeah, men.
we gotta
Yeah,
go,
men,
CLO.
Tommy, when last time you put on some eye cream?
I don't even know where to get eye cream from.
At the eye cream store. All right. Coming up
Oh, I
next.
thought you said ice cream.
Coming up next, Nephew Tommy's Run That Prank Back right after this.
Give me some ice cream.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Coming up at the top of the hour, Miss Ann is standing by with our national news for today. And in entertainment news, Mariah Carey got her first COVID vaccination shot. Plus trending news, Duke of Hastings explained why he is leaving Bridgerton. We talked about it yesterday, remember? But but we're going to talk about
I'm
it
hurt.
again. Yeah,
You can't get over this.
Yeah, it really
Actually,
is
if I had
devastating.
some pearls on, I would clutch them. I mean, I'm hurt.
Here, you could borrow mine. The nephew is here with Run That Prank Back. What you got for us, Neff?
You peed on my house. I'm going to say it again if I would. You peed on my house.
And you know this how.
I don't get this one.
You peed
I ain't gonna prank a dog.
on my house. You think I can't prank a dog? I can prank anything. Come on,
I
cat
like
dog.
to see it.
He's the king of prank.
Hello?
Hello, I'm trying to reach Mr. I think that's the name.
Yeah, this is what's this in regard to?
This about an air conditioning unit. You did some work for us over on my house over off Street. Do you remember coming out there last week?
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Right, it was a lady there, my wife. She let you in to come on.
Right. Is there a problem? Is there a problem? The air's not cooling or what?
No. It's cooling. Everything. Matter of fact, I want to tell you that you did a good job. But I got a question for you. Now, when you was at the house and you was working on the air conditioner out there in the backyard, did you happen to go on the side of my house and pull out and use the bathroom right there on the side? Did you go over there and you do number one on the side of my house?
Say what?
Well, what I'm saying is that my wife tells me that when you were there, that you went on the. She was looking out the window. She said that when you was there, that you and went and used the bathroom on the side of the house.
Hold. Wait a minute. I did what now to what?
Right. You and you did number one over on the side of the house. Now, is that something that you did?
Say, man, look, you got to understand something, man. All right, now I apologize if that did happen, but you got to understand something. You know, we down south, man, and you know we talking 85, 90, 95 degree weather, man. I got to stay hydrated. I got to drink a lot of fluids. So, you know, with me being the age that I am, I have to drink a lot of fluids and it tend to pass through.
Look,
once again, I said I apologize.
I understand all that, but you know what? I can't accept no apology like that when I got a man that's got on the side of my house and then
Man, now I'm apologizing to you, and you coming off on me like that?
You done on the side of my house in front of my wife.
Now, look here, young man. Now, if your wife saw me, evidently, she need to see some type of because you evidently ain't doing some you
Who the hell? Who you think you talking to?
Why is your wife watching me anyway do my work? What, is she that hard up that she got to look at the old man?
Look, all I know is I don't want no man at my house, in the house, side of the house, backyard, nothing.
Well, you should have been there.
Hey, look, man, let me tell you something, dog. Let me tell you something. I'm the only person at my house. You understand me?
Evidently, you ain't right if she out there looking at me. Look here, son. I'm a professional, okay? I do my job, and I take my job with pride, okay? It's not being professional. If there's something that I did, that's that water running through me. All right?
Okay,
now,
but you don't at no other man's house. And you at my house, and my wife sitting there looking at you out the window. Now, I got a problem with that.
Well, what you need to have a problem with is your wife looking at me if that's what I did. You know what? You need to be at home and give us something to look at other than looking at me. You
don't tell me what I need to do about my wife. Now, you don't go to another man.
Man, you know what? I'm about to lose it. All right? Now,
you're gonna make me lose it.
Let me get my book. That's all. Yeah, I got you right here.
You damn right. And I'm gonna tell you what.
Yeah.
That's
fine. I'm gonna show you what it is.
You don't at another man's house. You don't do that. And my wife looking out the window, and I bet you knew that them blinds was open.
Young man, nah, you getting me real upset with these accusations. All right, now look, you had what is street? Now,
you know where I'm at.
I will show you what the is.
I want you to bring your back over here on Phillips Street.
I know exactly what you said. You that youngster on that doggone street. I'm gonna come over there, and I got something for you, youngster. I got something for you. Now, you made me disregard my professionalism, and I'm gonna come show you what being is about.
Look, man, what you don't do is at another man's house, and that's what you did, and you know it ain't called for. Now, you could have held that.
I apologized, man. I had to go. I told you I drank a lot of fluids in this hot heat, man. Now, what else do you want me to do?
I want you to keep your fluid till you get to the service station down the street, but not in my backyard side of the house and my wife looking out the window.
Man, you and what you talking about. If I did, I apologize. If you can't accept it, then the hell with it.
Look, you're going to me off and make me do something up in there. I'm telling you now.
What you want to do, man? I done told you. I done apologized to you, and I will come over there and kick your okay?
No, you ain't. You'll do what? Let me tell you something.
Kick your young because judging from the age of your wife is young, and I know you're young. You can't deal with no old school. I'll kick your young
You're gonna get your whooped today. You hear me? You're gonna get... Let me tell you...
Street 2, I'll come your young
Let me tell you, I got one more thing to say to you. Is you listening to me?
Speak, damn it.
This is Nephew Tommy. This is Nephew Tommy from the Steve Harvey Morning Show. You just got pranked by your boy named
Man, now you know what? I'm going to get with his He know I got heart palpitations, and I don't need this type of in my life, man.
He said, man, my boy be out there fixing air conditioners and heaters all day. He said, man, let me tell you something. He said he'd be frustrated to begin with. He said, but give him a call.
He said, know it, man, because I got 9 or 10 more I still got to do today.
Hey, man, you all right?
Man, yeah, I'm all right now, nephew. I'm all right now, nephew. Nephew Tommy, you and that Steve Harvey are some damn fools in the morning. I listen to y'all cats every morning, man. I don't know how in the hell. I sit back riding laughing. That's how y'all get people, and y'all done got me with the same. Oh, man. I enjoy y'all show, man. Y'all keep up the good doggone work.
I appreciate it, man. I got one more question to ask you, man. What is the baddest, I'm talking about the baddest radio show in the land?
Well, you know, the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. There you have it.
Oh, my God.
What? Talking crazy to the maintenance repair man. Play too much.
Oh, man.
That's crazy.
Hey, what's going on in Birmingham, man? What y'all doing down there, man? Huh?
What's going on?
Y'all done bought all them tickets, they gone? Are you serious, Birmingham? Is that what y'all did? What, nephew, what? Sold out! So
Congratulations.
So I added another. Tell y'all at the next prank. Tune in at the next prank. I'll tell you what's going on.
Yeah. Okay. All right, thank you, nephew. Coming up at the top of the hour, we'll have some entertainment and national news for you right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Mariah Carey gave frontline workers a taste of her famous vocal range by letting out a cute, very cute, short high note when getting her first shot of the COVID vaccine. Mimi, who admitted she was a little nervous, tweeted a video of herself talking through the entire process. Even though she hit a cute note when the needle went in, she ended up saying it wasn't as bad as she expected. She said she told her followers, "Here we are, hoping for the best, encouraging you guys to do it when you can." So there you go. She went
Let's go.
Yeah.
You barely feel that.
It was
shot,
shorter
though.
than that.
It's quick.
I get my second one Saturday, so I'm excited.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're going to be fully vaccinated.
What?
Right.
In other trending entertainment news, we are still in shock, as we previously reported on yesterday. Actor Regé-Jean Page is leaving Bridgerton. Of course, that's the hit Netflix series. According to Variety, Regé Page says... well, he plays the Duke of Hastings, Simon, and he said he only signed on for one season, okay? He only signed on for one season. No one knew that, of course. He went on to say that the show felt like a limited series to him. Well, fans who read romance novels, and a lot of fans do, they knew that the Duke was leaving the show. But the viewers who watched the show certainly expected the Duke to come back, since at the end of the season, he was having a baby with his wife, Daphne.
This was a waste of time.
Man.
Come on.
All season long not to have no baby. Now
In,
you get
Shirley
one,
and
now
Carl.
you leave.
I don't see myself tuning in.
Where is he going, though?
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, he's
Every
a young,
time light
up-and-coming
skin get on
actor.
top, this what happen. Every time we get there, this what happen.
Because y'all stupid.
Shut up.
No.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
He
I mean,
right there.
But listen to me. Quit and go do what?
yeah, I mean, maybe
They
he
were
has
saying too,
other
Steve.
stuff.
I was going to ask you this. They were saying that when you do these subscription type series streaming service, it's different from network television. The deals are different.
I got that.
Oh,
And that's-
okay. So I was
and
asking you,
that's
is that true? Is that
No,
true?
that is true. There are different deals. But let me say this to you, because it's not like
Yes,
network television.
Okay.
Because it's a subscription-based thing.
Right.
Right.
So movies are treated differently also. And now I don't know exactly how it is. I think it's plus 20% or something like that to do a Netflix movie, which is good money. But when you quit a series and you're an actor, you're quitting to go do what?
You
maybe
better
he
be
has
finna.
something.
You better be finna be the
No,
next Black
ain't no.
Panther.
Maybe
or
you
something.
got some. Skip going to read for more parts.
Well,
Stack your gigs. You can do that and other things.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it's so popular. I'm just so surprised that he's leaving.
Damn
because
that.
if it,
Put that lace, puffy ass shirt on, that tight ass vest.
And the
And get on back in there, man. Have this damn baby. Get you a dude and shoot that white dude and let's go.
Right. Bridgerton.
yeah, we're gonna
You
miss
sat
you,
up here
Duke
and
of
went through
Hastings.
all this with your ugly ass daddy. Now you sit up here and you're gonna read a damn show.
All right, Steve, we
you watch.
we gotta get to the headlines. Come on, Steve.
Really should have just went on just fine because he was laying. I'm telling you right now, he ain't look nothing like you.
We gotta get to the headlines. Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Ann Tripp.
Okay, thank you very much. And this is Ann Tripp with the news. Let's get to the seriousness, and here it still goes. Testimony continued yesterday in the Derrick Chauvin murder trial. Prosecutors first questioned the doctor who declared George Floyd dead. That in an effort to counter Derrick Chauvin's expected argument that Mr. Floyd died of a heart attack brought on by drug overdose and not strangulation. But the doctor, Bradford Langenfeld, said there was no evidence of any heart attack.
There was no report that, for example, the patient complained of chest pain or was clutching his chest at any point or having any other symptoms to suggest a heart attack. That information was absent.
And Dr. Langenfeld added that George Floyd was brought to him in cardiac arrest with, quote, pulseless electric activity indicating a lack of oxygen. In other words, he says a lack of oxygen is what made George Floyd's heart stop. Derrick Chauvin's other excuse is expected to be that he was only doing what he was trained to do. However, the man who fired Chauvin and his three co-defendants after seeing that video is Police Chief Mariah Arredondo, who testified yesterday that Chauvin and the others were actually doing the opposite of what they were taught.
When we get the call from our communities, it may not often be their best day, and they may be experiencing something that is very traumatic. But we're going to respond. But we have to take that into consideration because we may be the first and last time they have an interaction with a Minneapolis police officer. And so we have to make it count. It matters.
By the way, Chief Arredondo, in a statement last summer, described George Floyd's death as murder, not a lack of training. Meanwhile, the other officers charged in Floyd's death are expected to stand trial sometime this summer. Hundreds of fans joined family members of DMX outside an upstate New York hospital last night as part of a prayer vigil for him. DMX, whose legal name is Earl Simmons, has been on life support since last Friday. Judicial watch groups say that a lot of Trump supporters who broke into the U.S. Capitol on January 6th will not be facing any serious jail time because of their actions. They say a little over a quarter of the 230 or so defendants formally and publicly charged so far face only misdemeanor trespassing charges. That doesn't carry any kind of harsh sentence. They say that recently all the judges, defense attorneys, and prosecutors have all indicated that they do not expect most of these rioters to be legally lumped in with those they describe as the more sinister suspects. U.S. Supreme Court dismissed a lower court ruling that found that Donald Trump violated the First Amendment rights of the people he blocked on Twitter when he was president. The High Court says he's not president anymore. He's been banned from Twitter, so the case is moot. And it's Girl Scout cookie time. We've already got a winner, a little girl from Wausau, Wisconsin, who sold a whopping 673 boxes. I mean, that's a lot of Samoas and Thin Mints. Cookies. Now back to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, some sad news still. Friends, family, fans turned out on Monday to show support to iconic, legendary rapper DMX. Hundreds showed up to the prayer vigil outside the White Plains Hospital in New York City, in New York. Among those in attendance were DMX's fiancée, Desiree, and their son, Exodus. While many gathered outside the building, workers showed their support from inside the medical facility, throwing up the X sign. This is the third tribute that has taken place in the past couple of days. On Sunday afternoon, members of the Rough Riders motorcycle crew rolled up to the hospital to show love. On Sunday, hospital staff members held their own vigil. His family flew in over the weekend. On Monday, his children were allowed in to see him one by one. X is in critical condition right now with limited brain activity in what is being called a vegetative state. He's being treated in the hospital's intensive care unit. We got to pray harder, send up more prayers. Yeah. Yes, we do. Yeah, this is so sad.
Praying for you, brother.
Mm-hmm.
Steve, I know Swiss Beats. They are very, very close. They are like brothers. I mean, Swiss and X were label mates. They were friends. So I know that when you saw him on Sunday when you did the Verzuz battle and you started the battle off asking for everyone to pray.
Yeah, that was because of a conversation I had with Swiss about it. Swiss wasn't there at the beat. Swiss is somewhere else. And so he called me and we talked about it at great lengths, and he was saying that is not true, that he is still on life support.
Yeah, he is.
Yes.
You know, and his lawyer released a statement that wasn't true, but he is and does need your prayers, man.
Mm-hmm.
Very much so. And you know, because for he well, I don't want to get into what he told me, but we just need to pray for the brother.
Yeah, we do.
Yes, we do.
Yeah,
yes, we do.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
I mean, you know, Eminem,
and we have been.
Yeah, Ice-T, Ice Cube, Rick Ross,
everybody.
you know, everybody in the hip hop community, Missy Elliott, everyone. They're all sending their prayers. Yeah. Yeah,
they call him the dog. Yep.
Praying for a miracle.
Love his
Let's
voice.
Go prayer wars.
Yeah. I know. Yeah.
Love his voice.
Got me through college.
Send
boy.
those prayer up. What'd you say, Kier?
Got me through college, man. We had them baby doll parties.
What?
X was up in there.
Yes, you better talk about PV. How much we love some DMX. Yes. Yeah.
All right, coming up at 34 minutes after the hour, we'll have more of the Steve Harvey Morning Show right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, so you know Affion Crockett, Spice Adams, and Godfrey, the comedian. This was just funny. That's why I'm laughing. Did a Verzuz comedy parody, Steve, featuring Affion as Verdine, Spice Adams as Ron Isley, and Godfrey, who did you, Steve.
Oh, I need to hear. I ain't heard this.
Oh, this is funny. Take a listen.
I'm going to tell y'all right now, you don't understand how blessed I am to be here I'm going to tell you, Ron, I know you a long damn time.
That's right.
And Verdine, I know you a long damn time with your pretty hair. I'm going to tell you right now. Whoa! Hey, I ain't never, and I done watched a lot of verses. Done watched a lot. And I'm going to tell you, all the verses is trash. And I said, they said the Isley Brothers and Earth, Wind, and Fire are going to be here. And I said, what? Where? When? Wow. Huh? And I said, I got to host this. I'll be damned if you ain't going to let Steve Harvey host this. This mine, this old school.
Steve nailed it. He really did, Steve. Why you so quiet? Look at his face.
I don't think he likes that.
Look, he know you're not
I ain't really impressed. Huh?
He had the hat on.
good,
he had
dog.
the cigar.
Oh, I saw the whole thing.
Yeah, it was good.
Oh, you said right. So, really, your honest opinion. You know that was hilarious.
You laugh.
He said,
Imitation, the sincerest form of flattery, Steve.
Yeah, that's the problem to him and Keenan.
They love you, huh?
No, he's a good brother, though.
Yeah. It was funny.
I think Spice Adams is a bro.
I mean,
your frat brother?
Frat brother yours?
I thought you meant a black man at first.
No, we know that.
I thought I saw a picture of him somewhere. I like that.
Monica say he is one of your fraternity brothers. Yeah, so that was good. I saw this.
How fast they did that, man. The
I
verses
know,
ended,
the
and then they was
turnaround.
up doing it like right then.
Yeah, it was quick. Timbaland and Swiss Beats commented about the video, saying those guys are so talented. It's like Verzuz had its own Saturday Night Live right there.
Ready to go.
Yeah, it was funny though.
Yeah. I was watching Swiss and Timbaland. They do a recap of the verses.
I saw a little bit of that.
Yeah, I saw a little bit of that, and they were saying one of the things that they liked was that it was a family affair. You know, the family was gathered around, people with their moms or aunts and relatives.
My daughter watched it from beginning to end. 24.
My husband and I watched it, and he said this was just a moment, just a huge,
It really was.
musical, epic moment.
It was. People will be talking about this
I know
for
it couldn't have been
days,
the biggest one because of the demographics.
But
for me though, I could care less because I know the moment that it was. Because the richness of that history is from everybody from 1960 to today. Somebody is affected by that music today. If you ain't know nothing about the music, you was probably conceived to it.
And you made that clear on the verses. Yeah, it was amazing. All those hits,
man.
All
you have a
hits.
halftime.
Yeah,
they didn't even play. You don't understand, man. If I'd have picked out the Earth, Wind & Fire playlist, we'd still be in there.
We know.
But people will be talking about this particular verses for years to come, I'm sure. Yeah. All right, coming up next, the nephew with today's prank phone call right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Coming up at the top of the hour, right about 4 minutes after, it's my strawberry letter for today. The subject, how large is too large? We'll get into that in just a few minutes. But right now, the nephew is here with today's prank phone call. What do you have for us today, nephew?
FPC. F.
What is that
P.
for?
I don't know.
C. Okay.
It'll be something
Take a
ignorant,
listen.
you know that.
Let's go, Cat.
Hello? Hello, I'm trying to reach Darwin.
This is he.
Hey, Darwin, how you doing? This is Frank
with FPC. We're trying to come down and see about making an appointment with you within the next week, if that's possible.
Appointment for what there?
We're supposed to come by. I'm with FPC. We wanted to. We have you on file.
What is that? What is FPC?
Sir, your name was left with us, and you're on our file to actually come out and make an appointment with you, so we can get your picture taken.
You must have the wrong number. I'm not signed up to take no picture or anything, sir.
Okay, well, you're Darwin, correct?
Yes, I am Darwin, and you call Darwin, and that's who you call. But anything about a picture? What's up with a picture?
We've got you on our schedule here, FPC. We have you on our schedule to actually for us to come out to your home and take your picture.
Okay, FPC. Which company is that? What type of picture would I be taking? I'm not taking no picture, but what is FPC?
Okay, you don't know anything about a photo being taken of you needing to be taken?
No.
Okay, sir. FPC is This is a funeral picture company.
Who?
Funeral picture company, and what we do is we come out and take your picture, and we actually keep it on file. That way, when you do pass away, we have your picture for your program, and we have a nice picture for you.
Oh, man, look, I'm not dead right now. You're not taking no picture of me. Who is this again?
My name is Frank. Frank.
Oh, okay, Frank, you mean to tell me y'all taking pictures of people before they die just so you could have their picture on file? So
we keep it on file, and then you have a good picture on your program, and that's what we do.
Like I ain't signed up for nothing like that. Who the hell signed me up for some like that?
I'm not quite sure, but we're trying to schedule where we can come out beginning of next week so we can get your picture taken.
Next week after, you get the picture when I'm dead. You're not taking no picture of me before I die. That don't sound right.
Sir, don't you want to have a good picture on your program?
Sir, you're not taking no picture of me for no funeral arrangements that I'm not dead yet. I don't understand that. What the hell is this about? Nobody. Who signed me up for it then? Tell me that much.
Sir, I don't have the actual person listed here on who signed you up, but I do have the number, and you are Darwin, Mr. Darwin. So
I didn't sign up for it, and I'm not taking no picture. You guys run around taking pictures of people before they die just to have a good picture on file? That sounds like some man. I ain't never heard of no like that, sir.
Okay, sir. We have your address here. Are you available?
I'm not available. I'm not available at all to take no picture for a funeral. That I'm not even dead yet. I don't get that. That sounds like a bunch of and who the hell gave you my number? That's what I want to know.
Sir, I'm not quite sure, but one thing we have to do is we have to follow through with our job. So what we're going to have to do is I have to come out there and take a picture. I don't want to, create a problem, but I have to get a picture of you by next week.
Oh, it's going to be a problem because you're not getting no picture of me for no funeral arrangement.
Mr. Darwin, I have to come by your house at least by Friday at around 12 noon. I'll come by and get a picture.
Friday? You ain't coming by my house no Friday. You a lie. I'll be come over here to try to get my picture. I got plenty of pictures in my house to put on the funeral program. I'm not taking no picture. That means I'm claiming to be dead. I'm not dead. That's some old bad little got there. I don't know who the you work for, Frank, but you got that.
Sir, I work for FPC, sir. I work for FPC.
FCC, you ain't not taking no picture of me. Don't come over here Friday talking about no picture. You better bring your pistol, and I hope they got your picture on file. But that's a stupid company you work for. I ain't never heard of nobody taking no picture before they die. I got millions of pictures in here for that program. And when I'm gone, what the I care about what a picture look like or who had my funeral. This some ignorant you tell whoever the you work for, they need to go find another occupation. That don't make no sense. You're not coming over here Friday, buddy. You come over here if you want to.
Okay, Mr. Darwin.
Yes.
Are you familiar with Glenda?
That's my wife. What the you about to say now?
All I want to do is say this, man. I just want to say Glenda the one that got me to prank phone call you. This is nephew Tommy, baby, from the Steve Harvey Morning Show, huh?
I'll be a oh, boy, y'all done lost your head. I ain't never heard of no business like this. Some FPC funeral picture taking. Boy, man, I said my New Year's resolution, I was going to cut back on drinking, but you got me over here about to tip a bottle right now. Boy, nephew, you crazy. Oh, you crazy, man. Hey, come over here today about 4 and get a picture of Glenda. You come take a picture. Y'all got me, baby. You got me, baby.
Got you, man.
Oh, man, I ain't never heard of no company like that.
Hey, your wife put me up to it, man. I tell you what, you tune in tomorrow morning, man. You're going to catch yourself on national radio.
I'm going to tell everybody, boy, they had me hot over here. Don't tell Glenda, but I'm going to have me a drink anyway. I was looking for an excuse to drink. That's right there, a funeral picture taken to put on fire. Boy, y'all done lost a half a mind y'all head with that and that, buddy.
Hey, man, I got to ask you something, man. Darwin, tell me this here, man. What's the baddest, and I mean the baddest radio show in the land?
Steve Harvey Morning Wake-Up Show, buddy.
Come on.
You're stupid.
Come on.
Oh, you play too much.
Come on.
Way too much.
Once he decided he wasn't taking this picture,
Yeah.
he turned up the cussing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
And the drinking.
He said, this some ignorant blank.
Tell whoever it is you work for, they need to find another profession.
I'm not dead yet. There's plenty of pictures around here.
When I'm dead, I don't give a blank what picture you use and who at this blankety blank funeral.
I was looking for an excuse to drink, and now I got one.
Keep it stupid,
That's
baby.
funny. Yeah.
Keep it stupid.
Well, you do that.
Birmingham, Alabama, April 16th through the 18th. The nephew has added a show Sunday night, 8 o'clock. Y'all heard me say it, so I'm telling Uncle right now, I ain't going to be able to make it on Monday now. I can't do all that at one time. So 16th through the 18th, all for the 19th. I know
you can't do it. He did Verzuz.
He better than me at it, Carla. He better than me.
Well, that's a fact, so.
What else you got?
Settle.
You didn't even fight that one?
Yeah, let's go and move on. What else you got?
He gets to be off?
Yeah, hell yeah, get to be off, yeah. He's absolutely right about that. Yeah.
Sunday night at 8, nephew added a show at the Stardome. But don't forget, catch your boy Friday night on the OWN Network. Ready to Love. It jumps off. You don't want to miss it. If you missed episode 1, don't worry about it. The next one is coming. You're finna meet the entire cast. It's jumping off this Friday night, 8.
Welcome back, Chris.
Central Time, 9 Eastern, only on OWN. And welcome back, Chris.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jackie Miles.
Jackie Miles is on television. Boy.
Yes, she is.
Star.
Looking fabulous.
Lord have mercy.
Dog.
Y'all could be in jeopardy.
Dog.
Yeah.
Your wife on TV?
She was on the show last week.
Talked about it.
Really?
All right, thank you, Nev. Coming up next, Strawberry Letter subject, how large? It's too large. We'll find out right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Time now for today's Strawberry Letter, and if you need advice on relationships, dating, work, sex, parenting, and more, please submit your Strawberry Letter to steveharveyfm.com and click Submit Strawberry Letter, because what? We could be reading your letter live on the air, just like we're going to read this one right here, right now. Okay?
Buckle up. Hold on tight. We got it for you. Here it is, the Strawberry Letter.
Subject, how large is too large? Dear Steve and Shirley, I am in a struggle right now, and I need a little advice for a big problem. I have a male friend that I've known since first grade, and we're almost 40 now. I'm divorced and dated a lot of men after my divorce. After one day recently, I had a revelation that my soulmate is someone I have known all my life. My good male friend and I hang out all of the time, but he's not who I had in mind if I were to date someone I've known a long time. He's a tall man, almost 6'5", with big hands and feet. He's not overweight, but he's massive in size compared to me. I'm petite and barely 5'3", so he towers over me. He's always well-groomed, but handsome, he is not! Exclamation mark. So, he and I met up after work for dinner with another male friend of ours. He paid my tab, as usual, and said all I owed him was a hug. He walked me to my car, and I got on my tiptoes, like I always do, to give him a hug. But this time, he kissed me. That was a first, and I must have had too much wine because I started kissing him back. He picked me up and sat me on my car, and we kissed for a good while. He didn't say a word afterwards. He took me down off my car and said goodnight. I was so turned on that I told him to follow me home. At my house, we kissed some more and then went to my bed. After a few minutes of us trying to have sex, we realized it wasn't going to work. This man is large and in charge in all areas. I was not ashamed because I've known him forever and we laughed for hours about it. He opened up and said he wants to date me, and I'm all for trying it because I do love him and I know he loves me. But is intimacy out of the question? I will need to try it before I get too serious with him. What should I do? Whew, okay. I understand your concern. This is certainly the opposite of some of the letters we get, that's for sure. I'm sure many women would want to be in your shoes right now, but it's not about them. This is about you. First, I would tell you to talk to your doctor. Women are definitely built to carry children and to push babies out and all that, but it's always good to be sure about what's going on with your own body. And I think it was the wine that took over your body and you went too far a little bit in this one. And that maybe that's why, you were struggling and didn't fit. You were trying too hard. I think you need to be sober if you want to be into it with him and intimate with him. I say the next time you guys get together, maybe you should relax and let things happen organically. Don't try too hard. Don't think too hard. Don't try to force it, any of that. It's going to either fit or it won't. I mean, and that's how life is, I guess. But you got to take your time, relax, and not rush into this situation. And that's all I got, Steve.
Wow.
I tried to say it as gingerly as I could.
I got it. Don't worry about it. Sometimes you can't be ginger, Shirley.
Yeah, I tried.
You have to give people help. Now, this lady's in a struggle right now. She's been knowing this man since they was in the first grade. Mm-hmm. They 40. She's divorced. She's dated several men. She had this revelation.
Yeah.
That her soulmate was somebody that she's known for a long time. Revelation, premonition, feeling, dream, whatever she had. Mm-hmm. Well, she got a good male friend to hang out all the time, and he's not who she had in mind. If I were to date someone, he's tall man, he's almost 6'5", with big hands and big feet. Now notice, this is why I come in at. Mm-hmm. I got big hands and I got big feet. I understand. You've noticed Tommy's very quiet. Normally he got something to say on these letters.
I'm quiet because it's the letter. Don't
I got it. Okay. Well, I got the part where I'm gonna have you chime in, Tommy. Just sit tight. I found the part for you.
I ain't got no
part. He's not overweight and he's massive in size compared to me. Once again, this is not Tommy. Well, it's just he little, It's just short, This man's 6'5". We can't be talking about Tommy. Big hands, you seen his hands. When you do some live remotes, got little raccoon hands. I remember when Tommy was a baby, he couldn't even hold an apple. We
go on with the letter.
I'm just saying, we had to cut the apple in slices. He's not overweight, but he's massive in size compared to me. Uh-huh. Well, now I'm petite, 5'3". He's well-groomed.
Yeah, which is a plus.
Now, he's always well-groomed. She's barely 5'3". He towers over me. But handsome, he is not. Okay, right there, Tommy. Right there. You got something you want to say right there?
I'm handsome. I am handsome.
He paused on time.
I'm not gonna be ugly with you and Junior.
I didn't say you was, but this is the part. I told you it was a part in the letter where you could come in at.
He paused on time though.
So they met up after work for dinner.
All right, hold that thought, Steve.
And right after that, it started popping off. We'll be right back.
All right, we're going to have part 2 of Steve's response coming up in 23 minutes after the hour. Subject, how large is too large? We're going to go to break and get back into it right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, come on, Steve. Let's recap today's Strawberry Letter subject with you, which you seem to think is about Tommy.
Well, it's just, no. Just let it ain't about Tommy. It's just a section in here.
Oh, which section is that?
We'll get to it.
Okay. How large is too large?
This woman is in a struggle right now. She got a big problem. She got a male friend she knows since first grade. They're 40 now. And she's divorced and she's dated a lot of men, but she had a recent premonition that her soulmate was somebody that she's known for a long time. Mm-hmm. Now, she got a good male friend. They hang out all the time, but that ain't somebody she thought it would be. He's tall man, almost 6'5", big hands, big feet. This is not Tommy. 6'5", big hands, big feet. That ain't Tommy. He's not overweight, but he's massive in size to me. I'm petite.
But go ahead.
Barely 5. Well, she 5'3". That ain't hard to be bigger than her.
No, massive in size is what I'm saying.
I know, because she 5'3".
I'm not talking about her.
Yeah, she 5'3". I'm gonna give you that, dog. We all right, but I got a line for you. Just hold tight. He towers over me. He's always well groomed. Here we go, Tommy. But handsome, he is not. There you go. Any comments?
I'm not.
Feel free.
Ugly. I'm not ugly.
I got that. I understand that. That's called denial. Okay, let's move on with the letter. We met up for work for dinner, and another male friend of ours, he paid the tab, and he said all you owe him was a hug. He walked you to the car. I got on my tippy toes like I always do to give him a hug, but this time he kissed me. Mm-hmm. Now, here we go. Mm-hmm. This was the first. That was a first, and I must have had too much wine because I started kissing him back. And Shirley come talking about, it's the wine. No, it wasn't. It wasn't the wine. You wanted to. Wine and alcohol make you do exactly what you think. It removes reasoning.
Inhibition.
Another time. Tommy, got something you want to say right there?
I'm good.
All right,
he's including you in it, Tommy.
Yeah, I
want to be in it or not.
Well, there's sections where you might can have something to say. All right, he picked me up and he set me on my car, and we kissed for a good little while. He didn't say a word afterwards. That ain't you, Tommy. You can't pick nobody and put him on the car.
I can pick her up. She's 5'3".
Boy, you know how high you had to have her over your head to get up on that car? Mess around and fall back and break your back. Don't try that. We told you. You had a G.I. Joe. We wouldn't even let you put that on the kitchen table. Watch, Tommy, watch. And we kissed for a good while. He didn't say a word after. He took me down off the car and said good night. Player move. Straight player move right there. I was so toned on, I told him to follow me home. Now, she ain't drank that much, Shirley, because she drove home. She know the way, so no. At my house, we kissed some more and then went to my bed. Because this is what you do. So you got him in the bed. After a few minutes of us trying to have sex, we realized it wasn't going to work. Now, let's put the brakes on. Trying? How you try to have sex?
I don't know about that.
This man is large and in charge in all areas. I'm not ashamed because I've known him for, and we laugh for hours about it. Well, ha, he, hell. We ain't finna have sex. We don't have sex with. Nah, I'm Godfrey. The hell we laughing for now? I'm just trying. I'm just asking.
Because they're friends and it didn't work, so they laughed it off.
He opened up and said he wants to date me, and I'm all for trying it because I do love him and I know he loves me. But is intimacy out of the question? My answer right off the bat is probably. But then I have other answers. I will need to try it before I get too serious with him. What should I do? Well, let's think about this. If you say you got to try I suggest that you practice. All this, we got to practice. We got to treat this sex like a marathon. You don't just go out there and run 26 and a half miles.
Right. No, you don't.
No, you got to practice. First, you got to learn how to run a mile. You can't do the whole marathon.
Right.
Then you got to learn how to do 5 miles. You can't do the whole marathon. Then you got to do a 10K.
Yeah.
You can't do a whole marathon. Then you got to try to, then after you do 10K, then you got to try to do half a marathon. 13 miles. You follow what I'm saying?
Yes.
So since this man is large, we got to ease into this. We got to, and I know this. I've been through this.
I do too. I've been through it.
This is not your part, Tommy. This is not your part.
He had
You've been
his
quiet
part.
up until now. You had your part.
No,
You still back there trying to put her up on the car. I'm at the house second time trying to work out how we gonna do this. Now, you just got to, there's an old saying on how to become successful. And I'm going to share it with you, and this is all I'm going to say about this letter.
Okay.
I've given this advice to millions of people. Inch by inch, anything's a cinch.
Yeah.
Have a happy life. Enjoy yourself. Work it out.
All right. Thank you, Steve. Post your comments
See,
on
right
today's
there.
Strawberry
You
Letter.
still back there trying to put up on that car.
At
Don't worry
Steve
about
Harvey
what's happening
FM
back
on
in this
Instagram and Facebook. Check out the Strawberry Letter podcast on demand. Coming up at 46 minutes after the hour. Junior with Sports Talk right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, Junior is here with Sports Talk. It is time, Junior. What you got?
Well, surely they didn't did it. Championship game last night.
Uh-huh.
Congratulations to the Baylor Bears for taking out Gonzaga 86-70. Yeah. They was not playing. Never trailed in the game. Never looked back. Beautiful feeling.
Wow.
Down in Waco, man.
I'm glad they beat Gonzaga. I was just tired of hearing it.
Yeah.
They're number one. They're going to sweep it. They're undefeated. Well, okay, cool.
Undefeated.
Come on, Baylor.
Lost the
they
last
pulled it
game.
off.
And I know they hurting, but it was a good game. But them boys was athletes.
Baylor.
Them boys athletes. No, Baylor.
Man.
Baylor wasn't messing around, man.
No, man, they played a great game. Gonzaga was undefeated though. They was undefeated
The entire season.
The entire season. Championship game, and you just found you run up against a team, man, that was just better.
Way better. I mean,
and they proved it.
noticeably better.
Noticeably.
Right.
Oh, they was all over that court, Carla. Yeah. Oh, they had some
Somebody
hustle.
got to win. Somebody got to win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are any of these seniors junior?
Yeah. Yeah, that center.
Okay.
That they got for Baylor, yeah.
Center,
He
the center
going
for
pro.
Baylor's is
Yeah, he going pro.
Yeah.
Thambo, he going pro.
That's it.
He
I
was
love
blocking
it.
everything.
Get them NBA contracts. Let's go,
Yeah.
fellas.
get it, boy. Buy your
That's
mama a
next step.
house, boy.
Yeah.
That's next step. Did y'all see this at Globe Life Park in Arlington, Texas? The Rangers, home of the Rangers.
No.
No, you talking about when the governor?
Yeah, he lifted everything, man, and they had 38,000 fans at the game with no social distancing, nothing. Like it's just a regular day at the park, like it's 2019.
Well, he lifted it, and then they asked him to throw out the ceremonial first pitch, and he refused because he don't want to have nothing to do with Major League Baseball because they canceled the All-Star game in Atlanta.
Yeah, in Georgia.
As a protest against the voting. And this Republican in Texas, I'm not throwing out the first pitch of no baseball game. I want to have nothing to do with base. Wait a minute, man. Because they came up with some voter suppression, you want that to go through so bad that you're not even throwing out the first pitch? That's how hateful these people are, man. And that's how unified they are as the Republican Party.
Oh, they be the main one talking against cancel culture. Now y'all mad at baseball. Now
They
y'all
mad
trying
at
to
baseball.
boycott baseball.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Ain't nobody boycotting no sport.
Right.
And it was just the first pitch. It wasn't like he was
America's
playing
pastime.
anyway.
No, don't nobody care if he don't throw out the pitch.
If that ain't equivalent
Right.
to you taking a
Next.
knee, if that ain't equivalent.
Yeah, seriously. All right, we'll be back with more of the Steve Harvey Morning Show right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Well, yesterday at the Derrick Chauvin trial in Minneapolis, Police Chief Mariah Arredondo testified yesterday that Chauvin's actions on May 25th last year violated departmental policy on restraint and medical response. Take a listen.
When do you believe, or do you have a belief as to when this restraint, the restraint on the ground that you viewed, should have stopped?
Once Mr. Floyd, and this is based on my viewing of the videos, once Mr. Floyd had stopped resisting, and certainly once he was in distress and trying to verbalize that, that should have stopped. To continue to apply that level of force to a person proned out, handcuffed behind their back, that in no way, shape, or form is anything that is by policy. It is not part of our training, and it is certainly not part of our ethics or our values.
Wow.
There you go from the police
This is
chief.
police chief.
Okay, now.
Yes.
Okay, y'all heard that, right?
Yes.
Okay. When they get in the jury room, what do they hear?
Exactly, Steve. Exactly.
That seems like that's enough right there.
That's
But you would think the video would be enough.
Tommy, I promise you, you are so on point by saying you would think that's enough.
Mm-hmm.
But man, I have been convinced in this country, and this country has let me down so many times. This judicial system has let me down so many times. I'm going to just tell you flat out, man, I do not have faith in the judicial system when it comes to black lives.
Police officers and
when it comes to police officers, I have no faith in the judicial system.
But wouldn't you agree, though, this time, though, guys, wouldn't you agree, though, that the police chief is testifying for the prosecution? That's very rare that you've seen that.
Of course.
Yes. Yeah.
Which makes this
major.
Would make this even more unbelievable.
Right.
If something were to happen.
Yeah.
Right. If the verdict. Right.
You know,
yeah,
I don't see how they could. I don't really see how, because this country. But I'll tell you what, though, this. I do believe this should result in a conviction.
For Chauvin.
I think for sure that it will come out to a conviction against this man, and he's gonna do some serious time. But this I do know for a fact. Mm-hmm. If he's not convicted, and I'm not promoting it or wishing for it, because I hope it don't even come to this. But if they let that man go, it's gonna be a problem. I'm just telling you right now, it's gonna be a problem.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a
we
real
don't
problem.
want that.
Counts?
We don't want
How many
that.
counts on it? 3?
We don't want that.
Yeah, I think it's 3. I don't know
Yeah.
what they all are. But.
Third degree. Anyway.
Murder 2.
Yeah.
Murder 2 and murder 3, right?
Mm-hmm. Now, Steve, Chauvin's defense attorney asked the police chief if he agrees that use of force is not an attractive notion, and the police chief replied, "I would say that use of force is something most officers would rather not use." Prosecutors said that Chauvin's knee pressed into George Floyd's neck for 9 minutes and 29 seconds, and that's what caused his death. The defense argues that Chauvin did what he was trained to do.
Man.
You just heard the police chief say something different.
Yeah. Yeah, that was against their policies.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah. You just heard the police chief say something different, yeah.
That's amazing.
Mm-hmm. His actions were in no way, shape, or form by the book.
Now I do know that training is they shoot to kill. Ain't no targets with legs on it and all that. Mm-hmm. They are trained to do kill shots, and the targets are black.
Wow, that says so much right there.
They're trained to do kill shots, and the targets are always black.
That says so much right there. It really does. All right, we'll have more of the Steve Harvey Morning Show and trending stories. coming up at 20 minutes after the hour, right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, so guys, Saturday was April 3rd, 2021, which means the date was 4/3/21. And lots of
4-3-2-1.
4-3-2-1. Countdown.
Yeah, like a countdown.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. I kept saying, why? What is this?
What's the big deal? Right.
Yeah. And lots of couples wanted it for their wedding date. So hundreds of soon-to-be newlyweds lined up at the marriage license office in Vegas so they could tie the knot on that unique date. Nearly 700 couples got licenses for the date, but the most popular wedding date in Clark County Marriage Bureau history is 777 with 4492. 4,000. Oh, there I go. I thought that was another significant number. 4,492 marriages. So... So
you
Steve,
you count down dates, Shirley.
Yeah,
4492.
4492. Now, what does that mean?
It sounds like a combination right now.
Yeah,
what you're doing.
in my head, that's what I'm thinking. Right. All right. So, Steve, I got to ask you.
Yeah.
How did you and Marjorie pick your wedding date?
I don't know. She just wanted that date. She took her ring off, gave it back to me, and said, when I can pick a date, then I'll put the ring back on, but I don't want to wear a ring, and I have no date to it. I gave her the ring right back and said, pick a day. She said, give me a couple days, and she thought about it, and she came back with the date. And we was married 6 months later.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll have more of the Steve Harvey Morning Show coming up at 33 minutes after the hour, right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, so you know Affion Crockett, Spice Adams, and Godfrey, the comedian. This was just funny. That's why I'm laughing. Did a Verzuz comedy parody, Steve, featuring Affion as Verdine, Spice Adams as Ron Isley, and Godfrey, who did you, Steve.
Oh, I need to hear. I ain't heard this.
Oh, this is funny. Take a listen.
I'm going to tell y'all right now, you don't understand how blessed I am to be here. I'm going to tell you, Ron, I've known you a long damn time.
That's right.
And Verdine, I've known you a long damn time with your pretty hair. I'm going to tell you right now. Whoa! Hey, I ain't never, and I done watched a lot of verses. Done watched a lot. And I'm going to tell you, all the verses is trash. And I said, they said the Isley brothers and Earth, Wind, and Fire are going to be here. And I said, what? Where? When? Wow. Huh? And I said, I got to host this. I'll be damned if you ain't going to let Steve Harvey host this. This mine, this old school.
Steve nailed it. He really did, Steve. Why you so quiet? Look at his face.
I don't think he likes that.
Look, he know you're not impressed.
I ain't really impressed. No.
And he had the hat on.
Good,
he had the cigar.
Oh, I saw the whole thing.
Yeah, it was good.
Oh, you said right. So really, your honest opinion, you know that was hilarious.
You laugh.
He said,
Imitation, the sincerest form of flattery, Steve.
Yeah, that's the problem to him and King.
They love you, huh?
No, he a good brother, though.
Yeah. It was funny. It really
I think
was.
Spice Adams is a bro.
I mean,
your frat brother?
Frat brother yours?
I thought you meant a black man at first.
No, we know that.
I thought I saw a picture of him somewhere. I like that.
Monica say he is one of the fraternity brothers. Yeah, so that was good.
Cool.
I saw this.
How fast they did that, man. The
I
verses
know,
ended,
the
and then they was
turnaround.
up doing it like right then.
Yeah, it was quick. Timbaland and Swiss Beats commented about the video, saying those guys are so talented. It's like Verzuz had its own Saturday Night Live right there.
Ready to go.
Yeah, it was funny though.
Yeah. I was watching Swiss and Timbaland. They do a recap of the Verzuz.
I saw a little bit of that.
Yeah, I saw a little bit of that, and they were saying one of the things that they liked was that it was a family affair. You know, the family was gathered around, people with their moms or aunts and relatives.
My daughter watched it from beginning to end. 24. Coming up, it is our last break of the day, and of course we will have some closing remarks from the one and only Steve Harvey right after this at 49 minutes after.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, here we are, guys, our last break of the day. And Steve, you have some closing remarks.
You know what? I'm just on this tip right now because I want to just remind people, really focus on yourself. And I'm not meaning to the point where you don't consider other people. That's not what I'm saying. But in order to be successful, I really want you to focus on yourself. Because in order to get you to the next level, nobody should know you better than yourself. And the best way to know yourself is to be true to yourself. Do the things that feel right to you. Do the things that motivate you. Do the things that put you in a better position. Do the things that you know in your heart are right. If it don't feel right, it's probably because it's not. If what you are doing is at the expense or the cost of somebody else, you're going to have to pay for that. Because that's not how it's done. You don't have to use anybody to get to where you're trying to go in life, especially if it's in the same place God has for you. God don't need no help. God don't need you using nobody, stepping on nobody, abusing nobody. He doesn't need that help. So if you are doing something and you know it's wrong, you have to pull yourself up. Pull yourself together. Now listen to me. When you make a mistake, and you will, and you get it wrong, and you will, get up and go again. Get up and go again. You have to keep moving forward. God is not looking for your perfection. He is only looking for your persistence. You are not going to be perfect. I don't care how hard you try. That's what grace and forgiveness and mercy is all about. Because he implemented a system where he knew that we were going to fail so many times along the way trying to get it right. So he created grace, mercy, and forgiveness. So when you make a mistake, stop laying in it. It's okay. You made a mistake. It's no big deal. Everybody makes them. But know yourself and know what you do. If you don't really care to drink, nothing says you have to drink. If you're the person that really ain't into weed, just because it's legal don't mean you got to do it. Alcohol's legal. Cigarettes is legal. But if it's not for you, it's not for you. Know yourself. And lock in, after you know yourself, lock in on your purpose. You know, I say this all the time. The two greatest days of your life are the day you're born and the day you discover why. But listen to me, man. That why is critical. That why is your purpose. That why is your meaning, your service. That why is everything. You've got to lock in on your purpose and stay there and stop allowing everything to sidetrack you. So many people, man, we are so easily distracted in this world because the distractions are everywhere. But you got to get tuned into your purpose. Why are you on this earth? Are you really on this earth to live the way you live it? I mean, you have to just come to that. I had to just sit myself down one day and go, Steve Harvey, are you really in this world to live the way you live it? Do you think that God took all this time, bring you through all the stuff he brought you through for you to act like this? For you to continue living like this? And when I had that honest conversation with myself, the answer was no. And so I had to start pulling it together. But I couldn't pull it together by myself. I had to ask God for some help. You know, why would I not go to God for the help? He's my creator. If you're driving a car and you got a car and your car break down, there's an owner's manual in the glove compartment. And you know why it's there? Because it helps you troubleshoot what's wrong with the car. Now, if you're driving a Toyota, That manual that you're looking for in the glove compartment is going to be a Toyota manual specific to the type of car that you're driving. That way you know exactly how to fix what's wrong. So when something is wrong with you, you have an owner's manual. It's your Bible, it's your Quran, it's your tarot, it's whatever you read for your religious faith. You have an owner's manual that specifically can fix your ailment, and it comes in chapters and verses. I don't care what's wrong with you. There is an answer in those pages. And if you don't have the book, all you got to do is ask God for help. But you have got to get tuned into your purpose. And when you make mistakes and you fall, it doesn't mean it's over. I have fallen thousands of times. But the blessing that I have, that God has given me, is I have the will, the desire, and the faith to get back up over and over and over again. And you can do it too. You have that same thing in you. In order to get up, you simply have to look up. Every time I fall, I look to my Heavenly Father, and He gives me the strength to go on to tomorrow. And you got it. All you got to do is get home, go to sleep, wake up, and go again. Come on, y'all. This is the year. You can change a lot of things. It's going to take some effort on your part, but you can do it. It just takes some faith. Now, faith without works is dead. You got to get busy. Stay true to yourself, identify your purpose, and stop getting distracted. Let's go. 2021, this is the year. Because 2020 was woof. So let's do something with this 2021, all right? My closing remarks. Y'all have a great day. See y'all tomorrow, all right? Talk to God. He'd love to hear from you.
For all Steve Harvey contests, no purchase necessary, void where prohibited. Participants must be legal U.S. residents at least 18 years old unless otherwise stated. For complete contest rules, visit SteveHarveyFM.com.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.